Yo, Kpaceguy here. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and I hope you guys have a good New Year. We're gonna talk about some stuff. Hopefully your wife got you a new television. Alright. So we're gonna get into some really cool stuff here. We're gonna go through my top 10 list in order of all the things in 2018 that I found amazing. Top 10 list of all the audio equipment from 2018 that made me just happy, that surprised me, that really made my home theater amazing. Little small disclaimer, not all the products that will be in this list came from 2018, some a little bit older, but they're still a very prominent piece of my home theater or of anybody's home theater in 2018. So we're gonna get right into it, no waiting around. Number 10 is gonna be the Oppo 203 or the 205. I have to mention it, guys, because this was the year that Oppo announced that they were not making any more Blu-ray players. And that's a big hit to the audio files, the video files, because they were known for some of the best looking Blu-ray players, not aesthetically, but more of what they put on your screen. They looked phenomenal, had the best 4K. They had really good audio out jacks for you, so if you wanted to put it to a preamp processor, an amplifier, you could. It sounded amazing. It had the best build quality. It read every DVD known to man. It was a workhorse. So we have to mention that because we're never going to get an Oppo again. And Oppo 203s and 205s are blown up to like $1,000, $2,000 now. They were originally just $500, but when Oppo announced that they weren't doing any more Blu-ray players, they skyrocketed. So most people won't ever get their hands on one anymore, and those who have one are now holding on to a gem. So we have to put that as number 10. Number 9 on this list is the LG OLED C8. That whole line of 2018 OLEDs from LG are phenomenal. LG is phenomenal for OLEDs. I know people don't like OLEDs because of burn-in, things like that, doesn't get as bright. But OLED is the darker the darks. You can't get any darker blacks, you can't get any better pictures. HDR looks phenomenal on them. So we gotta put LG's OLEDs in the list as number 9. Not just the C, I picked the C8 because it's a good market for most people. You get a nice looking finish, the stand looks good, you get really good Dolby Atmos sound, really good surround sound just out of your TV speakers. They sound pretty good, almost rivals a lot of sound bars. But all of the OLEDs of 2018 had the same panel, so the picture quality is the same as you go up the line. You just change aesthetics like the sound, things like that, picture on glass, the wallpaper, things like that. But we had to put the C8 because the C8 is probably the most popular out of them all. So I had to put the C8 as number 9. It's just phenomenal picture, phenomenal sound, just an all-around great TV. Number 8 on this list is the SBS SoundPath wireless transmitters. If you guys haven't seen my video, I have some videos up of the wireless transmitters. They are fantastic. They are a dream come true for those who have subwoofers so far away from the receivers. In short, it's just a transmitter. You plug it up to your receiver, it transmits that subwoofer signal over to that subwoofer up to like 60 feet or so you can have it across your listening space and it still reaches. It has virtually no audible lag, no latency, so you're getting accurate, quick sound as if you plugged it directly from the subwoofer to the receiver. Sound fantastic. It's not only just a subwoofer wireless transmitter, but it's also just a power speaker in general. So you can put a bookshelf, you have monitors, you can hook it up with that, and it just takes away that clutter. That's one less cord you have strung around your whole room, and I think it's fantastic. So I had to put that as my number 8 choice. Number 7 on this list is Samsung's QLED 9 series, the 9F series. Fantastic TV. I don't have one, but I've seen plenty of them. First off, they have some huge sizes. I saw an 82-inch screen. What do you mean? 82 inches of pure QLED. Their picture quality is it's right there with OLED. Their technology is phenomenal. LEDs have reached a new high. They're almost as good as OLEDs as far as darkness goes, surpasses OLEDs as far as brightness goes. Some people say that OLEDs they're prominent to screen burn-in, image retention. Haven't really heard anything like that with the Q9 series from Samsung. So Samsung has phenomenal technology on their hands. They make some super nice televisions, man. If I could get one, I would definitely get one. I'm not an OLED fanboy by any means. I just love picture quality. I want the best I can get. That's why I have an OLED, but of course Samsung has been creeping up that ladder. They have some really phenomenal TVs. You cannot go wrong with the QLEDs from Samsung, from like the 6 series, 7 series, 8 series, 9 series. You get those are fantastic. They're pricey, They're very, very pricey. But so are OLEDs. So I mean, you gotta pay the price if you want the best picture. But for what it is, it's phenomenal. The picture is phenomenal. I've even seen it in dark rooms and it still looks pretty good. You don't have a lot of light bleed like you used to back in 2015, 16, that kind of area. They're phenomenal. This is a phenomenal picture. So that's gonna take number 7. Number 6 on this list is Denon AGR X8500H. This is a breakthrough for receivers. It's a 13.2, first ever 13.2 channel receiver. 13 channels in one receiver. My receiver does 9 channels with 11 channels of decoding. So it means you need a second amplifier in order to power the last 2 channels. This one powers the last 2 channels plus 2 more in its chassis, and powers a whole Atmos setup without any external amps. And if you guys don't know why that's a huge thing, if you want to run Atmos nowadays, if you want to run OLED, if you want to run DTS-X, those kind of formats, you're going to need external amplifier, which means more money. Okay, so when you can try to get everything to one package, people like one package more than they like to put things together nowadays. People don't like AVR and then an AV processor or a couple amplifiers here and then a power conditioner. People don't want to have their house stacked with all electronics. They like to keep it all in one package if they can, and Denon has provided that for us. So I think Denon's kind of started to put a new bar for other receivers. We're probably going to start seeing receivers add in more channels to their chassis. I know Yamaha is still stuck with 9. Marantz will give you 11, Denon will give you 11, now 13, things like that. Pioneer, I think they still give you 9, but I can start giving you 11, things like that. So it's a breakthrough for AVRs. If you're still in the AVR market, you can get a 13.2 channel. You can have all your speakers covered with one receiver. Don't need any separates. I didn't check any specs or anything like that, but I know that it can handle. It's pretty heavy. For most receivers are about the 30-pound range, 33, 34, 35. I think this beast is around 50 something. So you know it's gonna give you some power, and you're gonna have to if you're packing 13 channels in it and then 2 subwoofer outputs. Phenomenal receiver. Haven't had it, haven't heard it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. So it's gonna take this spot. Number 5 on this list is the PB3000 and the SB3000 from SVS. They're subwoofers. They just announced some brand new subwoofers, and what's so cool about this, they're smaller, so you don't have to go to the 4000 or the 16 Ultra. You don't have to stay down with the PB2000s or the 1000s. There's a bridge between the lower tier and their higher tier, which is the 3000. And what the 3000 offers you is 4000 level sound, 4000 level sound with about a PB13 Ultra kind of price. It's very, very good. What's really cool about it, which my current subwoofers don't even have, is they have that amp on the back. They have the amp on the back of their subwoofers. That's just phenomenal. Just phenomenal. It's so intuitive. I've never seen an amp so intuitive. Most amps are just amps. You have your dial knobs, you have your inputs, power button, you're done. But this one is so intuitive. It makes it setting up so easy, so clean. Nothing on the front face, just your driver, just your ports if you have the PB. Phenomenal sub, and it's catered for the people who want really powerful sound, but not too powerful. They don't really have a big room, don't have a really small room, but they like bass, they like low extension, they love tight, clean sound, and it's phenomenal. It's the same driver they're using in their PB4000, in their 3000. It's the same amp technology, little less power of course, but the same amp technology. You can still calibrate it with the app. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It even has a few features that the PB4000 and 16 Ultra don't have. So I have to put it at number 5. It's a great subwoofer. I almost bought one for myself in my second listening room. I have a PB1000 still just behind me there, so I may not yet. I'm not sure, but it's a steal. You have to get your hands on it if you can. That's number 5. Number 4 on this list is SBS Prime wireless speakers. They also just announced some speakers. They're bookshelf size, not too big, not too small. They're powered, but they're Bluetooth. They're made for the wireless people, the 2-channel people, the ones who like to stream music from their phones, from their tablets, things like that, who want to hook up 2 speakers through Bluetooth to their televisions. It has that on there. It's wireless as far as Ethernet and wireless connectivity as far as Wi-Fi goes. It's phenomenal. But what really makes these special compared to other wireless speakers or other Bluetooth speakers or other monitors, you're getting SVS sound. SVS is known for some really good sound. You're getting high quality sound out of essentially a Bluetooth speaker if you want to look at it that way. Most Bluetooth speakers, you know, just one small little bar you can hold in your hand, is waterproof, this, that, and the other. But for those who really want to home in on their sound, those who really care about music, it's made for you. It's so easy to connect, it's so clean, it looks good. It's essentially a prime bookshelf speaker that they use in their home theater, made with wireless connectivity. That's really all it is. They're state-of-the-art prime bookshelf speakers, same size about, same driver, things like that, but it has wireless connectivity in it. So strictly Bluetooth, you know, you can wirelessly transmit any kind of audio you want to have, and it sounds fantastic. So that's gonna have to take the cake for number 4. Coming in at number 3 is another SVS product, and it's the SVS PB4000s. And this speaker has blown all expectations out of the water for me. I have 2 of them in my house now. I've had 2 of them since January. So I've had it all 2018, and I can tell you a lot about it. I have so many videos of it. This subwoofer is beyond my expectations. It's 1200 watts RMS. It's 4000 watts peak. If you need more than 4000 watts, then you might as well, what are you doing? What are you doing? How big is your room? It's phenomenal, man. Like, the things that I've been able to put on this subwoofer has been mind-blowing. It's a 13.5-inch driver, so you don't really expect it to be accurate and quick. It is. Cut that out the script. It's quick. You don't have to worry about anything being muddy, dirty. It's a fantastic sounding subwoofer. It gets down to like 13 hertz. So you're feeling some serious rumble down there. It hits you hard around that 20 to 30, 35-ish range. So you're feeling that in your chest. Your house is vibrating. And what's the best part about it is that it handles it with ease. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, whoa, my house. And it's like, what are you talking about? This is easy for me. It takes nothing to blow you away with these speakers. It's so powerful. It sounds so good. It hits so low. It's amazing. This is an amazing speaker. You have the SVS app, so you can calibrate it straight from your couch. Just play through the settings. You don't have to move a muscle. Just open the app via Bluetooth, and you can adjust things you want to. So many different things you can adjust. You adjust the PQ, you can adjust the EQ, you can adjust the phase, you know, things like that. Everything you can do on your AVR, you can do it straight from your phone with the subwoofer. So if you have a PB4000 or a 3000, definitely dabble into that app, because you can really fine tune it to its core. It sounds phenomenal, and I will probably never get another subwoofer. That's taking the cake at number 3. Number 2 on this list is the Infinity Aircom S7. That's the one that I have, but all Infinity Aircoms go into number 2. This one is a powered cooling fan that's probably the best cooling fan on the market that I've seen, especially when you start getting up into their T8s, T10s, T9s. Phenomenal ingenuity in that machine. All it does is keep your electronics cool. That's all it does. But how it does it is far better than what I've seen with just standard USB fans. It shows you the temperature that your settings are running at. It has auto on and off, so you don't have to unplug it or turn it off every time you turn off your receiver or your electronics. It goes off automatically. It senses the heat. You have 2 options. You can either blow heat, or excuse me, you can blow cool air into the chassis of your electronics, or you can suck heat out and blow it away. It does it phenomenally. My Monolith, they were told that they run really, really hot. And so I got one of those before I got a Monolith, just to be safe. And my Monolith doesn't get warm at all, not at all. And I crank it up. And it has different cooling speeds. So if you really feel like you need that extra fan power, you can turn it up. It gets pretty high without getting loud. That's what it's really known for, is super cooling without getting super loud. And we know that we don't want our fans to be loud because it distracts you from your movies, your music listening, things like that. So it runs super quietly. I can never tell it's on. It doesn't use a lot of power from the wall. It is a plug. You do have to plug it up to something. It's not a USB, so it uses a power because it has a computer board on there, so you can read out what fan speed you're on, how cool things are. And it comes in different sizes as well. So I have the S7, which is rather small, but you can get an S9, you can get a T10, T9, depending on what sizes you need. All of them have different features, so take a look at that. But that comes at number 2 because it's really saved my electronics. And anybody who has really expensive electronics knows you have to keep them cool or they'll die very quickly. So it has to come in at number 2. Number 1 on my list of best audio tech of 2018 is the Monoprice Monolith. Specifically, I'm talking about the Monolith 7. All of them are fantastic, but the 7 is the one that I have. and this has far exceeded my expectations. Before I had bought a Monolith, I had an Emotiva Base XA300, which was a 2-channel, 150 watt amp. Now I have a 7-channel, 200 watt amp, and of course I wasn't expecting too much because I'm only going up 50 watts, but boy was I wrong. First off, when you power all your speakers with the same power, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. If you can afford to power all your speakers on the same amp, do it. I only had my left and right powered and left everything else on the receiver. As soon as I changed it to a 7-channel amp, it was night and day, okay? Just night and day. But that 50 extra watts going to my speakers actually made a difference in my life. It sounded so much better. I could turn it up with ease. The sound was much tighter. It was much brighter. My speakers are a little bit on the neutral, even to like the dull sounding side. They're not very bright or lively, but when I plugged up the Monolith to these, it opened up. I don't think it was a 50 watts that did it. I think it was just the Monolith, the sound of the Monolith compared to the Base X300. Not even competition whatsoever. That thing is a 100-pound beast. I'm coming from like a 30-pound beast. Not really a beast anymore. But I'm coming from a 30-pound Emotiva up to a 100-pound Monolith. It's fantastic. The ingenuity. They come from ATI. They're a fantastic company. They make Outlaw. They make some of the top tier amplifiers. So they put their hands on this one, so you know you're getting a good amplifier. So this is going to be #1 for me. I may never get another amplifier. This is the best amplifier that I think I'm gonna need until I upgrade my speakers, if I ever do that. So they power my speakers just fine. My speakers are about 300 watts. It gives me 200 watts. I feel really comfortable with that. I'm so happy with the Monolith. It sounds better than any amplifier that I've heard. It sounds far better than any receiver amps that you're ever gonna hear. It gives me sufficient power. It doesn't run too hot. Never have to worry about it, you know, working it too hard to power my speakers. It's phenomenal. So of course, I put it as #1. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. That was my top 10 tech, my top audio gear of 2018. Again, not all of those came from 2018, but I'm currently using a lot of them now in 2018, and I'm super happy with them. And of course, I've seen all the other things that I've listed that I don't have here in my home. So leave me down a comment below. What are your favorite equipment? What is your favorite receiver? What's your favorite cooling fan, TV, whatever you have? What is your favorite for 2018? What are you looking forward to in 2019? That's what scares me. Gotta upgrade again. So leave me a comment below. What are you using? What are you excited for? What was your favorite gear? And if you enjoyed this video, if you found it fun, leave me a comment, leave me a like, hit that subscribe button so that you're tuned in for the next video. Have a super safe and good new year, and we'll see you again in the next video. Kpaceguy out.